Okay, good evening once again to everyone. I hope I am audible and visible. Okay, thank you. My name is Mrs. Fatmata Bitey, a current final year student at KL University, the Social and Welfare Minister of the Association of Gambian Students in India. And today we welcome you to our GAM in International Women's Day celebration. And then we have our distinguished guests present with us, and a special greeting to all our members and people that are broadcasting in the Gambia and beyond. So we are going to, I am with me, I have our Sonko, who is my co-host for the evening's program. I will invite our to briefly introduce herself before we move on to the agenda. Our, you are welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Fatmata, and thank you everyone for observing the prayers. May God answer our prayers. Good afternoon. My name is Awa Sonko, and I am truly honored to serve as your co-host for this International Women's Day session. Together with my colleague, we are delighted to guide you through this important program as we celebrate the resilience and the achievements, contributions, and sorry.
But your mic is mute.
Okay, thank you so much. I think our is struggling with her network, but I will continue from where she stopped. So, together with her, we are enlightened to introduce today's theme, which is Give to Gain, a very powerful reminder that through support, empowerment, and shared opportunities, we uplift not only ourselves, but also from those around us. So, with that being said, following the norms, we are just going to observe 2 minutes of silence for to pray in our various ways.
Okay, may I confirm my visibility?
Okay, we have already completed the prayers, so we can move forward. May Allah or God Almighty answer all our prayers.
Okay, thank you very much, Fatimata, and thank you everyone for observing the prayers. Good, and may Allah accept our prayers. Good afternoon. My name is Awasonko, and I am truly honored to serve as your host for this today's International Women's Day session. Together with my colleague, we are delighted to guide you through this important session, where achievements so for today's International Women's Session, together with my colleague, we are delighted to guide you through this important program as we celebrate the achievement, resilience, and contribution of women in our community and beyond. And the theme for today's session is Give to Gain, a powerful reminder that through support, empowerment, and shared opportunities, we don't only uplift ourselves, but through others around us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Our. It is a day when women get appreciation for all their hard work and efforts to maintain their lives and the lives of others around them. Someone usually said women are the real architects of the society. Women play various roles, which could be from caring mothers, daughters, sisters, and many more. Women should be treated with respect and kindness. So, on this International Women's Day, let us all try and make this world a better place for women. Let us appreciate the women in our lives every day and motivate them for greater future achievements. It is not only by applauding them. Let's encourage and give motivations all the time. So with that being said, I would like to invite the finance minister to give the opening remark before we move on to the next point on the agenda.
Okay, thank you, Fatimata. It is now my great honor to invite the Deputy Finance Minister to deliver the opening remarks for today's session. Deputy Honorable Finance Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ms. Awa and Mrs. Fatma Kabide. On behalf of the 9 Executive Council, we are honored to welcome you all to today's International Women's Day celebration. And then this year's theme, like Fatmata said, give to Jane. This reminds us that we have very strong women all over the world that are contributing socially, economically, and then politically in our societies. But still, we need more. We need to do more. As women, we need to break barriers for discrimination, exclusivity. We need to be included in everything, in every development in our society. So, on that note, I would like to thank our guest speakers for honoring our invitation and for taking their time to prepare their presentations. We are really grateful and we are ready to learn from all of you. I would also like to recognize the presence of our former Vice President, Mrs. Senabu Sanya. Senabu, thank you for joining us. So, on behalf of the 9 Executive Council, we understand that it is Ramadan and we would not like to keep you that long. We will start the program proper. So thank you very much. And then happy International Women's Day to every woman out there. We celebrate all of you. Like the Wolofs will say, Jigen Jambar, Jigen Human of you. Thank you for joining. We wish you all the best. Back to you, Mrs. Bide. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the finance minister. Those were wonderful remarks from you, and we are honored. And also, I would like to acknowledge the presence of all our distinguished guests and also our able alumni who are with us. You are highly welcome. So, without further ado, I would like to start on with the speaker, who is no other than our mom, our auntie, Her Excellency, Mrs. Juf, who was born in the Gambia, where she completed her high school education, and also Swedish is her second language, a reflection of her international exposure and experience. After completing her higher education, she began her professional career at the Gambia National Radio Station as an announcer. Her passion for communication led her to undertake numerous personal training sessions in several countries, including the BBC African Unit in the United Kingdom, Radio Netherlands in Holland, and in Dakar, Senegal. She later pursued and obtained a master's degree in communication. Throughout her distinguished career, Her Excellency has served in several important positions. She worked as an information officer at the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority, GCCA, and later at the Commercial and Development Bank. She also worked with Amnesty International in Sweden for 5 years, where she actively contributed to advocacy of efforts aimed at ending dictatorship and restoring democracy in the Gambia in 2026. She was appointed Deputy Governor of the North Bank region. In 2018, she served at the President's office in Banjul as Principal Assistant Secretary to the office of the President of the Republic of the Gambia. She later assumed her diplomatic roles as First Secretary in India. Her Excellency, Mrs. Juve, is a strong advocate for women's empowerment, free education, and free medical treatment for girls and women. She firmly believes that investing in women is essential for national development and sustainable progress. Her guiding motto is to build a better nation and a better world at large involves women. Her Excellency, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi to everybody who is online. And it's a very good evening to you all. Thank you very much, moderator. That's my belief. Yes, I believe that for us to have a better world, women should be involved, although we are involved. But let me start with it is both an honor and a privilege to join you today as we celebrate International Women's Day on this Sunday, 8th of March, 2026. We are joining the global world today in recognizing the strength, resilience, achievements, and invaluable contributions of women across all spheres of life. International Women's Day, officially recognized by the United Nations, but every day is a day for a woman. Every day is our day. It's not merely a celebration. It is a call for action. It reminds us that that while meaningful progress have been made, the journey towards equality, representation, and empowerment is still ongoing, and we need to push up for that. Women have always been the backbone of our societies. That is from nurturing families to leading institutions, from shaping communities to influencing global policy. Women continue to redefine leadership and break barriers. Across continents, women are serving as diplomats, ministers, entrepreneurs, educators, peace builders, and innovators. That's why the theme this year, that give to gain, definitely matches because we are innovators. As a proud daughter of the Gambia, I am particularly encouraged by the growing presence of Gambian women in governance, diplomacy, academia, and international affairs. However, representation is not merely about numbers. It is about meaningful participation. It is about ensuring women are seated at decision-making tables where policies are shaped and futures are determined. When women lead, we all agree on that when women lead, society thrives. When girls are educated, nations prosper. When women are economically empowered, families and communities rise, and it is always a rich country or a healthy nation. But we must also acknowledge the challenges that persist, which is a fact. Unequal access to opportunities, limited representation in leadership positions, and social expectations that sometimes confine women in aspirations. Like if a woman wants to become a political candidate, I mean, we women, we are the one that will suppress that woman. and that we need to stop. We need to empower our fellow women. Our responsibility is clear. We must dismantle these barriers and internationally create pathways for the next generation. And that generation is yours. Ours is already. To our young girls and young women today, I am just giving you this task, that your dreams, reminding you that your dreams are valid. Your voices matter. Your leadership is needed. Do not allow anyone to define your limits. The world is not only waiting for you, but it requires you. To the men present, let me remind you that gender equality is not solely a woman's issue, but it is a human issue. Sustainable progress happens when we work together to build inclusive systems that benefits everyone, especially the future generation that will be your children and our grandchildren. As we reflect on this evolving landscape of global diplomacy, we must reaffirm our commitment to advancing women in leadership, strengthening the representation and expanding opportunities, especially for Gambian women in the foreign services and international affairs. As we commemorate this International Women's Day, let us move beyond celebration and commit to action. In conclusion, because I think the time is limited, as we reflect on the evolving landscape of global diplomacy, we must reaffirm our commitments to advancing women in leadership, strengthening representation, and expanding opportunities. Women bring unique perspectives, resilience, empathy, and strategic insight to diplomatic tables. Their participation is not simply about inclusion. It is about effectiveness, balance, sustainable peace. Around the world, women have proven that when they lead, wherever they lead, that institution is always firm and it becomes stronger, negotiations more inclusive, and outcomes are more enduring. For the Gambia, advancing women in diplomacy is not a national aspiration. Now I have to cut this and then go to another point that I just want to conclude with you for this wonderful day. That is just to give you courage as girls. And I have to commit myself. I have to be fair, that I have to acknowledge that you people, especially the GAM organization, you are definitely giving me hope. You have definitely given me hope that without us, wherever we are, you're going to achieve whatever you want. You're going to represent us, and that representation would be perfect. You continue to support policies within yourselves that promote equal opportunity, mentor and uplift one another, encourage women's participation in leadership and diplomacy, advocate for education, economic empowerment, and the protection of women's rights. Let today not be the end of this conversation or a celebration, because every year 8th of March is set aside for women to be celebrated. But we need to be celebrating one another. They need to celebrate us. Before they would celebrate us, we need to be celebrating one another. We need to be guiding one another. We need to be one another's safekeepers. We need to protect one another, including the whole world, not only Gambian, as we celebrate International Women's Day in the Gambia today, but then it's globally. So on that note, I wish to wish myself as a mother and an aunt that I have these young girls, these young ladies like you, associating with one another, including me in yourself. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate myself for you giving me that opportunity, which I really adore. I want to let you know that I adore every woman, including the men, including our parents that have paved the way for us. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you, and may we all continue to inspire inclusion, encourage, and leadership in every sphere we occupy. In every space that we occupy, we need to encourage and safeguard it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that inspiring and enlightening address. As you beautifully remind us through your guiding motto, to build a better motion and a better world at large involves women. And your words truly encourage us to continue uplifting and empowering women everywhere. I will now pass it on to Fatmata to proceed with the next segment of the program.
Thank you so much, Awa. But before I proceed, I will not do justice without giving a special thanks to Her Excellency. On behalf of the Ninth Executive Council, I assure you that we are going to continue the hard work and the resilience, inshallah. And we thank you very much for the word of motivations and encouragement. We will not, we will not let you down. So with that being said, I would like to invite Ms. Tira Kamara to give us a poem.
Okay, good afternoon to you all. Am I audible? Before I on my camera. Okay. I have a question. Are we really celebrating women only on the 8th March of each year? Oh, we are to celebrate them every day. Well, let us reflect on the sacrifices and the silent pain they go through. An indication that women are to be celebrated every second, minute, and hour, not just 8th March of each year. For women are the backbone of every nation, who also contribute to the economic development of a nation in various ways, which is not just by giving birth. Early morning vendors are women. Majority of farmers are women. Women, women, women. Even in the coldest weather, up for their family, they rise. For their stomach, they work. The breadwinners of most families, the architect of a strong household, designing and building a home for comfort. Deeper than being a mothers to their children, they portray a father figure, sister, and a best friend, all in one umbrella. Suñu yaay, mbaa maalu, Mortally Nola. Your sweats are not just a liquid or a water running from your bodies, but also a load being carried on your back cuffs. Your resilience when no one is watching speaks for itself with a result that is unmatched. Today and always, we celebrate you, our beautiful women. For strong women, stronger future, empowered women, better world. Let us rise, lead, and inspire today and always. Happy Women's Day to the world. It is a sea moment. Join us or watch us celebrate our women. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hilda. You can proceed.
Yes, with that being said, Akira, thank you so much. That was a very strong piece from you, and we really appreciate. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our special mom, the mother of our able SG, Moses. Ma, you are welcome, and then we really appreciate it for gracing this occasion. Awa, back to you.
Okay. Today we are. Am I? Sorry. Today we are about to welcome not just a creative mind, but a visual storyteller, a moment hunter, and a rising force in African sports media. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce a lens that does not just capture images, it captures history. Miss Sajo Balde. Miss Sajo Balde is a passionate and highly skilled photographer whose journey behind the camera began at the remarkable age of 15, and since then she has never looked back, with a sharp eye for emotion and precision. She has built a reputation for excellence in photojournalism and sports photography. Her portfolio speaks volumes, from the electrifying atmosphere of the African Cup of Nations to the high-stakes actions of the African Games in Ghana and the dynamic competition of waffle tournaments. Ms. Balde has consistently proven that when history happens, she is there to freeze the moment in time. Currently serving as a media officer for the African Women in Sports Initiative, she continues to amplify visibility for women's sport while producing compelling multimedia content that drives engagement and impact. Her excellence has not gone unnoticed as she crowned Photographer of the Year 2024 and Social Influencer of the Year 2024. Ms. Baje represents the new generation of African creatives who are boldly redefining storytelling through the lens. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Gambit International Women's Day celebration, we are privileged to host a young professional and whose work continues to inspire, document, and elevate African sports on the global stage. Please rise if you can and join me in giving a thunderous welcome to Ms. Sajo Balde. Ms. Sajo Balde, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. My name is Saja Balde. I am a sport photographer and the founder of Balde's Multimedia. I serve as the media officer at Africa Women's Sport Initiative and the chairwoman of the Gambia Sport Journalists, Sport Reporters, and the vice president of the Sport Journalists Association. Thank you for having me today. So on the theme today on Give to Gain, I love this topic. I love the theme of the 2026 International Women's Day because it's important as women. When whatever we learn, we always give out our communities, friends, or share our knowledge with people. So I started photography at the age of 15 when I was at the 9th grade. I attended St. Peter's Junior and Senior Secondary School. So photography is the only thing I know from high school graduating. I didn't know that it was a profession that would change my life, but it really did, alhamdulillah. So after graduating, I decided to start sport photography because it's one thing that I have not seen people document in the Gambia. And I ventured into it, did freelance for 1 year. So it's really, really male dominated because I was the first, I was the only one doing it in 2020, 2021 to 2022 and 2023. So I decided that I will go to Senegal and cover the AFCON qualifiers with Gambia versus South Sudan, and didn't know anyone, just decided to take the risks and have my accreditation. I remember being in a bus at 5 a.m. at Bara, and someone was like, "Little girl, what are you doing here?" Because they have never seen me before, and I got an accreditation through the family or relationship I had with people. So getting to Senegal and started taking pictures. One of the things I did was so pictures are really timely, and I decided to take pictures while the matches is going on and posted it on social media, especially Twitter. And that is how people detected that there's someone updating us about the match for those that were not present in Senegal. And they took pictures of me while I was doing my work and posted it on Twitter, that people started praising me, the Baldes, and that is how it all went viral. I did freelance for that year for 1 year and then worked with Real de Banjul for 2022 and started working with Fortune FC 2023, 2024 until today. And now also working with Colistars as well. So after that, I knew we will have a lot of women that will come to sports. Alhamdulillah, today we have I would say more than 30 women that are doing sport photography. The theme Give to Gain. We have people that reach out to me that they want to learn photography. I've shared my knowledge with a lot of people. You have people that today also have their own team of photographers earning a lot of money. And it's something that have really inspired a lot of lives, that just even if it's just telling someone how to set your camera, it is really important to keep sharing your knowledge, and that have impacted a lot of lives today. So photography is termed as something for dropouts, and I'm glad that I've changed narratives, because today, if you tell your parents, "I want to be a photographer," the first thing they would tell you is that, "Oh, we at least have a success story of a photographer that is doing extremely well for herself today." But if, let's say, we didn't have the girl from the AFCON that changed the narratives of people about what they think a profession should be or not, today if you tell your parents you want to be a creative, they'll be like, "Are you okay?" Because the mindset that you have is that you need to be a lawyer, a doctor, or just put on your suit and be in an office. That is what our parents believe in. But one of the things I did is that I sat my parents down and told them that this is the profession I love. This is what I got from my high school, but this is what I want to do. And I'm glad that they trusted me. They gave me that opportunity to continue doing what I am doing. So I know photography is the only thing I have. So I have to be serious about it and hold on to it really, really well. So that is what I did. Photography paid my school fees at GTTI. It paid some of my school fees in St. Peter's. It made me independent from a 9th grade to where I am today. And thank to my parents for always believing in me and not forcing me to be what I don't want to be, which I'm really grateful for. So I think it's important to also do mentorship, just like the theme said. So if we have a lot of people, that is why we have Baldes Multimedia, where we train people on sport photography, different types of photography. So what we do is that we invite people that are in the creative industry, especially my mentors that taught me photography. We make sure we invite them that and come and teach our girls or some of the boys as well on photography. We don't just make sure
to focus on sport, we do different types of photography. So after the training, you are going to choose the type of photographer that you want to be. So through these trainings, I'm glad that we have huge number of people that are doing extremely well in the industry. So Baldes Multimedia is a hub that, we want people after graduating, let them not feel like they don't know what to do or they don't know what to be, because the creative industry is what can bring you money, right? Sitting at your own house and you don't have to step out to be doing anything. But you need to know that, because we need to enlighten people about the creative industry and how it is changing the lives of a lot of people. So storytelling is really, really important. And it being that it's International Women's Day, one of the things that we also do at Baldes Multimedia is documenting the activities of women that are thriving well in the sporting industry as well. We don't do it a lot, but I think now it's time for us to focus more on the activities that the women are doing in the sporting industry and keep telling the stories that they are, the achievement that they have been doing as well. So we are still available for mentorship. We want to keep changing, from at least changing the narrative that photography is a profession that you can do after graduating. We still want to change the narrative of people that it's not just sitting at the office that you have to feel like you find a proper job, but we still want to change the narrative of people believing that the creative industry is wide. We have videography, photography, graphic designers, content creators, storytellers. We have script writers. We have a lot of things. So it depends on what you want to do and specialize on. Personally, I don't like doing what everybody is doing. That is why I ventured into sports. And be it being male dominated career, you have I face challenges. I don't take them as serious challenges, because I'm glad that it's something I was prepared for. I have been working um, with René Moses, who is male, and he have taught me, he have prepared me well for what I will find in the outside world. So that is why a lot of it is have not become something serious to me, like people describing your body size. People, that is why I don't like wearing tight stuff, because at least I can jump anywhere and feel like I can do whatever I want, and you cannot tell me that my butt is this or that. So I take some of the critics from people as a motivation. I don't like pushing and pulling a lot with people outside, especially if I don't know you much. But one thing I make sure to do is that my work will speak for itself, and you cannot say anything about that, because if your work speaks for itself, it doesn't give people the opportunity to want to bring you down. And also, one of the things I keep telling my girls is that choose the type of critics that you want to take from people, because some people are just not okay about your progress or anything. But if you are in the creative industry and you know your mentors and you know your creatives, you are able to pick out positive critics from your work that you are going to apply from yourself. So it's really important to really believe in your dream and goals, and not focus on the negative thoughts that people are going to tell you, because you should definitely be expecting the negative things that people will tell you. But one of the most important thing is to believe in yourself first before anybody else. So I am talking a lot. I hope you guys have questions for me. I'll stop here.
Thank you so much. Like, I don't even know whether to say Miss Sajo or soon to be Mrs. But then thank you so much for the deliberation. It is really inspiring. And then at some point, I was even considering photography as a second career. Don't be
Oh
surprised to
my
see
God.
to be part of one your mentees rather. So
You are always welcome.
thank you so much once again. We really appreciate the piece.
You're
So with
welcome.
that
Thank you
being
for
said,
having me.
you're welcome there. With that being said, we would like to move on to the next itinerary on the agenda, which is another powerful young lady in the Gambia who has been really working hard in the industry. Abiji, the Gambia. She is an entrepreneur, a communication strategist, and a healthcare professional. She is the founder of Wirral Greenfield, a farming enterprise contributing to food security and agricultural development in the Gambia, and also the founder of Zahra Effects, a makeup and beauty brand. As a fashion and beauty influencer, she works with brands to increase their visibility, strengthen their positioning, and drive strategic audience engagement. She serves as the public relation officer at Mondem Pay, where she leads communications and brand strategy for the payment infrastructure company. And Fatu is currently the communications lead for the World Food Forum, Gambia Youth Chapter. In 2025, she was nominated as Young Entrepreneur of the Year at the Spotlight Gambia Awards and later received the 2026 Student Entrepreneur of the Year award from the American International University West Africa Awards. She also participated in the International Youth Impact Summit and has gained national recognition from the Alcamba Times, the Point newspaper, and Barrier Breakers Corner. Fatmata began her academic journey at Latrikunda Lower Basic School, continued at the junior section of West African International School. She later graduated from the high school section of West African International School in 2023, and she is currently pursuing her nursing degree at American International University, West Africa, with the goal of specializing as anesthetic nurse across agriculture, media, corporation strategy, and healthcare. She is building a career defined by discipline, strategic visibility, and measurable impact. Ms. Fatmata Toure, you are highly welcome.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Am I audible?
Yes.
First of all, I would like to wish Happy International Women's Day to my fellow women here in the platform. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
My name is Fatmata Toure, and it is an honor to speak here today as we celebrate Women International Day. First, I would like to thank the Gambian Students in India Association for the recognition and for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Today, I will be speaking on women in agriculture in the Gambia, focusing on the opportunities available, the challenges women face, the importance of mentorship, and the strategies to encourage more young women to pursue careers in agriculture. But before we dive into it, I would like to start by telling you how I started or how I got into agriculture and what inspired me into it. So growing up, I've always liked business. I've always been a business-minded person, and also I've always been a talented person. So I got into agriculture because I saw a gap. I was one of the young Gen Zs that are part of the people that think agriculture belongs to the poor or agriculture belongs to the old generation, right? We all had a misconception at some point that agriculture is done by the less privileged people, or agriculture is often termed as uncivilized. I was definitely part of people like that, but growing up, I grew from a fixed mindset to a changed mindset regarding how I see agriculture. Sorry. So looking at our surrounding, when you look at the market, you see that there are so much women into agri-food systems, but then these women are mostly old women. You barely see young people into it. And I saw opportunity in the soil. I asked myself, why is it that this sector has no young people or has very
minimal amount of young people. Then I decided to conduct a mini survey asking young people how they see agriculture and their view on agriculture. I realized that it is really termed as uncivilized, and that was alarming to me. As someone that liked to be different, I always like to stay away from the norm. I decided, look, I am young, and I think I can be an inspiration to so many of these people, and I think I can bring about change in this sector. Hence, everybody is seeing it as a way of, as a way that is not civilized, or something that belongs to the old generation, or something that brings the that is that is basically regarded as a poor man job. I did so many research. I looked into what contribute to other countries, what made them successful, and you see that agriculture is what played vital roles in that. So I was like, we can do something like this in the Gambia. And I never liked the idea of our dependency on imports. Most of the imported foods here are genetically modified food. And it is like other countries are depending on us rather than us depending on them. So, which was really something unfair to me. So I decided to step in there and have my hands on agri-food systems. That was basically what really inspired me to mold it all, is the dependency on imports and how young people just pass judgments regarding agriculture. So coming back to the role of women in agriculture, women play multiple roles in agriculture in the Gambia, and one of the main areas is crop production, especially in rice farming. We've seen that rice cultivation in the Gambia, groundnut, especially vegetable farming, we usually see more women involvement in it than men. And when we look around us, this backyard farming is mostly done by our mothers, right? But then you barely see young people into these spaces. And that is a pressing need. And that is an issue that we have to tackle. Women also operate in community gardens where they grow vegetables such as onions, tomatoes, peppers, and leaves. And beyond farming, women are heavily involved in food processing, storage. Sorry, my internet is tripping. Sorry, my internet is dropping. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Thank you. So let's dive into the key opportunities that women have when it comes to agri-food system. First is the growing demand for locally produced food in the Gambia. This creates jobs for so many women. Right now, currently in the Ramadan, we see so many women selling fruit salad, right? And these are all women indirectly having access to agri-food systems. We may not know this, but it is part of it, because these are agricultural produces that are transformed into finished materials. So from input to distributions, women have their hands on agricultural produces throughout. When we look in and around us, we see that women greatly impact it, coming down to women that sell food, coming down to, women that pre-process, dugula, chakri, arau, all of these have to do with agriculture. But sometimes we always think agriculture has to do with having our hands on the soil alone. It goes way beyond that. Another opportunity is the increasing access to digital platforms and agriculture technology, which can help farmers access market information, weather data, and financial services. And additionally, government and institutions are investing in agriculture now compared to before. This is done. I conducted a research on about that, and I realized that before there was not much support when it comes to women in agriculture, but now I've came across so many grant applications, and you will see that they will indicate women are highly encouraged to apply. That is actually very nice, and it is an opportunity for us to benefit from, right? So that took us to economic impact, explaining why women farmers matter in the economy. So women farmers contribute significantly to the economic stability of rural households. Before I started agriculture, I conducted a mini survey. I visited certain farms that are owned by women and asked them certain questions. So most of them told me that in Wolof rather, ñun suñ doom yi si lii lañ fayee gas and jàngay. So that is where the saying goes that if you educate a woman, you educate an entire generation, because whatever they gain from these produces is what they use to feed their families. So we will see that women involvement in agriculture is also reducing the rate of poverty very, very well. So women also, when they earn income from it, it often leads to improved family welfare because women tend to invest more in their children, nutrition, education, as well as their well-being. Also, studies have shown that investing into women in agriculture increases overall agricultural productivity, meaning the entire agricultural sector benefits from women who are supported. Despite all of the opportunities and everything, women also encounter challenges, women into agri-food systems. And one of the biggest issues is the limited access to land ownership. So the time I was conducting my research, I realized that most of the land that they're farming on is not owned by them. So most of them were rentals, or they borrowed it for them to farm on, and later they can, people can request it again at any time. And this would limit their expansion opportunities because you cannot expand on a land that you do not own, right? You cannot expand on a space that you do not own. There's also another challenge, which is they're limited to access loans. As we all know, agriculture is expensive, as in when it comes to investment. Look at the case of drip irrigation systems. They are really expensive, and these women would definitely need support in order to set up the drip irrigation systems. And it is really, really not cost effective. It is quite very expensive. So I believe if women are given the opportunity to access loans, to access finances, it will really help flourish this sector a lot because they have major involvement in this. Also, women often lack access to modern farming technologies, and this is just like I mentioned, the drip irrigation systems. That is why when you visit their farms, you see most women they're still using the watering can, right? So this is not labor-wise, it is not really helpful, but there's no other option. The only thing they can do is use this old-fashioned farming until there's opportunities for them to explore. So that took us to the importance of mentorship. Mentorship plays a critical role in empowering women who want to get into agriculture. I will use myself as an example. I got motivated looking around my environment, but it was not like I got mentorship from anybody, right? I got mentorship after I got into agriculture. I started connecting with farmers and asking them questions and seeking guidance from them. But without that, there was no mentorship.
So if we really want agriculture, if we really believe that it is the backbone of every nation, there should be some form of investment from the people that are leading us, right? So if there's mentorship in agriculture, I believe more young people will be invited into agri-food systems because mentorship is what will bring about motivation. But you cannot get motivated as a young individual or as a young girl if you do not have an example, if you do not have no one to look up to, right? So these are one of the reasons that was why I got into agriculture, because I knew the opportunity that is in agri-food systems. And as a young person, if I can do it, I would be able to inspire so many other young people. And this would drive our economic impact. This would drive our economic growth. So another thing is through mentorship, we will be able to experience we'll be able to experience or learn from farmers that are professionals, and they will share their skills, they will share their knowledge and insights with the next generation.
And as Gen Zs, there's also a way that mentorship would help. And also, if you see the way I do farming, if you visit my page, I make it look glamorous because I know the mindset of the Gen Zs, right? We like lifestyle so much. So This is why I made agriculture look glamorous. I make it look, I make it look exciting. It is actually exciting, and I make it look exciting by making it glamorous, blending it with beauty, so that it will invite more young people into this space. Because as Gen Zs, like I said, we love the lifestyle. We like it when it's when it's looking classy, and that is why most young people, like Sadio said earlier, we stick or we hook to office jobs, not knowing most office jobs are hand to mouth. There are more opportunities on the soil than on office work. But how do we change the mindset of these young individuals? Is by investing into agriculture and making it look exciting to them, and making it look like the way that that is in their minds. Because most of my peers will not get into anything if it's not looking like the way our minds are shaped as Gen Zs. So mentorship would really greatly impact how it will really impact the lives of young people, and it will serve as an invitation for them to get into agriculture. So down to encouraging young women in agriculture. First, agricultural education should be promoted in school. I usually emphasize that throughout my education from nursery till I graduated. I don't think I've done any topic or any course that has to do with agriculture. And the fact that agriculture is the backbone of every nation, and the fact that agriculture greatly contributes to economic growth, I don't know why still there's not much efforts done from grassroots level. So I believe if we want to bring about change, if you want to invite more young girls into agriculture, it should start from the grassroots level. It should start from schools, right? So this is where we get to know the idea of agriculture. We cannot get into something when you do not know anything about it. That is why we pass so much judgment regarding agriculture. Oh, it's done by the old people, because we grew up seeing old people do it, and grow up seeing most of the time villagers doing it, because here around us there are not much farms here, unless the backyard farms that we see around us. So if it starts from the grassroots level, that will really encourage so many people, because you get to learn about it, you know what it can do and all of that. So I believe that is key. That is very, very key. And second, it is the importance to highlight successful female farmers and agripreneurs as role models that can inspire young generations. Just like I said earlier, as young people, we like to look up to people, and it is very effective. When you look up to people, you tend to want to be like them, right? So if you have people that you look up to, if it's introduced in schools and female farmers are invited, even if they're going to be coming from international level, that's totally fine, as long as it will serve as a motivation for the people that are coming up to get into agriculture. I believe that is totally fine. So another point is training programs that should focus on agribusiness, modern technology, and climate smart farming techniques, which can make agriculture look more attractive to youth. Finally, governments and institutions should increase access to grant, to loan opportunities, and financial support. And we're really trying on that space, because there has been so many grants around agriculture, to be honest. And I believe that is very, very a huge improvement on their side. So looking ahead, several strategies are necessary to strengthen women's participation in agriculture. Government must develop and enforce policies. And this, I will stop here for a while. It's not only when it comes to female farmers, regarding policy, I believe if there's policy that has to be set up regarding a sector, that particular sector should be invited to the table, right? Because they understand their pain more than anybody. They know what they want. They know the challenges that they face. So most of the time, most farmers are demotivated by the nation themselves, because policies sometimes do not even go towards their direction. It punishes them rather. So tackling that would also help a lot in the case of farmers at large, not just female farmers, right? Also, the investment in agricultural technology innovation is also essential to improve productivity and sustainability. Then the final point is collaboration between government and private sectors. alongside with young entrepreneurs will be key in transforming agriculture in the Gambia. Consequently, women play a central role in the future of agriculture in the Gambia, just like I said, from input to distribution. It is mostly made up of women. When you go to the market, when you see the market vendors, most of them are women, right? People that contribute to the value chain, most of them are women. You barely see men in the space. Yes, they exist, yes, they do, but it is mainly made up of women. So empowering these women, investing into these women will shift our economic growth, and it would greatly contribute to the national GDP at large. And by empowering women farmers through mentorship, education, financial support, and policy reforms, we can strengthen food security and drive economic growth.
So, as we celebrate International Women's Day, it is important to recognize the future of agriculture depends on fully including and empowering women in this sector. Women can succeed in this.
And women in agriculture means empowering a whole entire generation. Like I said, if you educate a woman, you educate a whole entire generation. So thank you so much, and happy International Women's Day once again.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fatmata Toure, for that truly insightful and inspiring presentation. Your journey as a young entrepreneur, communication strategist, and healthcare professional in training is a powerful example of dedication and leadership. Through your hard work and achievements, you continue to motivate young people to believe their dreams and hard work towards their goals. We are truly inspired by your story today, and I think after hearing all this, some of us might start planning our own business tonight.
Thank you so much, Awa. Yes, I think we are going back to the old saying, Al Ngamuru Kunkoto. We have the badge of 2026, and I will encourage everyone when we go back to the Gambia, we go to the farm so that Mobe Kunko Bay. So thank you so much once again, Ms. Fatmata Toure. And I would also like to acknowledge the president of the president of the Iowa Students Union. You are highly welcome, and we really appreciate your presence. So with that being said, we will move on to the next itinerary on the agenda, which is to open the floor for question and answer sessions. If you have a question, a concern, or any contribution, you are highly welcome. You can just raise up your hand and you will be invited. Okay, I would like to invite our able VP, Mr. Modu Lewis. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum once again. Thank you very much, Madam Ditesh. I'm quite sorry. I cannot do, oh my God. I'm really sorry. I'm outside right now. I'm going somewhere. But, I just want to give a contribution, not really having a personal question to ask to our guests. I just wanted to say thank you very much to our guests. And then, sorry, y'all have this in there. I just want to say thank you to our guests and to my wife. Mama Fatu, thank you very much for gracing this event. We really appreciate it. And the other thing, see, when we talk about women, this is always like, a topic I always think at heart. Because, God knows, and anyone who knows me, most important person in my life is a woman, which is my mom. And next to that, you have my sister too. Even though I have more brothers, I only have one sister, but yet six. So, we should encourage them as men. When we are men, we should be their protectors, and and every opportunity that can be presented to them, we should be the one to make those things very easy for them as brothers, as as fathers, as partners, as anything. So once again, I would just like to say, happy Women's Day to our beautiful ladies and to my executive council, to the women in the executive, starting from my mom, Auntie Esa, to Madam Bite, Ajara, and everyone. Happy Women's Day once again. Thank you very much, moderator.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for those wonderful words. Yes, I will invite Ms. Khadija Tujalo.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Bide. I'll just want you to invite Miss Sena Busanyang first because I think her hand was a brother.
Okay. Madam VP, you are highly welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Welfare. I would just like to greet everyone once again. It's a pleasure to be here. It's such an honor to celebrate women, honestly. And this is a reminder that when women lift each other up, we all rise together. So one thing that resonates with me is the theme of this gathering, which is give to gain. So give to gain, it truly speaks to me. It's about sharing our knowledge, our opportunities, and our courage. So also we've had all our speakers. We have Sadio Balde. She talked about how she was the first in the system and now she was able to mentor about 30 plus people, which is honestly very amazing. That is like an impact of this give to gain theme. Another thing is what Auntie Fatu said when she said, when women lead, nations develop. And she also said families develop, communities thrive. That is also another thing. She also mentioned about your dreams, the fact that your dreams are valid, your voices matter, and you should be given the right to be listened to. So those are some of the things that that resonate with me so much. But I have one question to Ms. Fatmata, because I think she's into a lot of things like entrepreneurship. She has professional work, studying nursing. So I want to know what are some of the strategies that have helped her to balance these roles and how, what are some of the supports she has been receiving and how they also play a role in that she's doing currently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zainab. So I will invite Ms. Fatmata to respond to that question before we move forward.
Okay, Sainable, thank you so much for the question. It is a question that I often get asked so many times. So how I'm able to tackle all of this at a go is my time management skills. Yes, I wouldn't say I don't have role conflicts. I do have role conflicts, but I make sure I manage my time so well. In you know, for the agricultural part, it is very, very demanding, right? And the studies as well, it is demanding. But with time management, it is very possible. And the support I got from my family, especially my mom, she's literally my backbone. She helps me so much in everything. She's also a nurse, so on that aspect, I don't really struggle. And my educational background is really not too bad. So basically, I'm a night person. I use the night most of the time to study, schedule it in my sleep as well. And during the day, I use my time effectively. Also, at some point in my life, I started getting a little bit distracted by social media, but I had to, talk to myself. And I'm like, I started following people that would impact my life in ways that, in the direction towards which I'm going. So they usually say, you are who you follow on social media. So I followed people that would impact my life in ways that would benefit me. And that has really, really helped me in how I handle my affairs, how I do so many things. So growing up, I've always been very talented. So, and I'm not someone that likes to limit myself or believe in the idea of limiting yourself because of so and so and so. So many people try things like that. Oh, you cannot do so many things at the same time. What do you think you can do? I believe you can do so many things at the same time.
if you know how to handle it the right way, right? So my makeup started when I was 14 years old. I've always been curious. I started, playing with my mom's face, everybody's face, until I became a pro at that. Then I also started unlocking other potentials, right? So the makeup was still ongoing. It has never affected my school. I used to do it part time when I'm not at school and I have bookings. I take the makeup bookings, but when I'm at school, I pause on the makeup bookings and carry out so many other things. And also, I'm in the corporate space. That is where my growth basically started. It expanded my my thinking capacity. It helped me on how to how to have a growth mindset, because I used to have a fixed mindset with all my talents. I used to jungle it all together, and I didn't know how to how to prioritize them accordingly. But since I got into that space, it really helped me. It really impacted my growth, and I'm able to tackle all of these at the same time. So basically, I would say time management is what helped me. It is what I'm utilizing to be able to do all of these things. And I know there are so many girls that have these talents like I do, but they are often discouraged by the saying that, oh, you cannot do different things at the same time. Of course, you can do different things at the same time, depending on how you how you schedule yourself and the things you engage yourselves into. Let's say social media is a big distraction. If you do not know what to do on social media, it will consume you rather than you benefiting on the media. So if you set that aside, you use it the right way. You have 24 hours in a day. There's a lot that you can do. You can definitely multitask, but that is if you are somebody that is good at multitasking. I am good at multitasking. I am good at working under pressure. So I do the right things at the right time, and it has not been affecting me, significantly. So basically, that is how I'm able to do all of these things. I think and it's working for me.
Thank you, Ms. Fatma Tature, for answering that very important question. Your response was truly insightful, and we appreciate the clarity and knowledge you said. And now I would like to invite the President of the Ninth Executive Council to please come forward and share his contribution.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. A wonderful good evening to all of you. I hope everyone is quite okay. Yeah. So as a member of the Association of Gambian Students in India, I think this initiative is very, very timely when it comes to women, especially giving the theme that give to gain. So essentially, I believe when it comes to women in general, especially our society, I think to some extent when Antifat was speaking, she had made a mention of the fact that there are a lot of strides, and she's quite optimistic that Gambians, especially the ones in India, would surely do what is expected of them. But again, there comes the aspect of marginalization and things like that. So for me personally, anyone that knows me knows very well how close I am to my mom and, to my sisters to some extent, because before me, I have 4 tons of females. Then comes me. So essentially that shows the bond and connection that I have with girls or ladies, or would I say women. So looking at the whole stuff, I believe like it's very, very timely. And the fact that the discussions are ensured around, women in diplomacy and the other aspect having to do with agriculture and also photography. I think these are rare cases in the Gambia. Most often than not, when it comes to agriculture or farming, you will see our women venturing into it, perhaps in small scale, but having them to be entrepreneurs and things like that sometimes is an issue. But the fact that we're having these people on board here, sharing their insights, their journeys and everything, the challenges that it comes with, and at the end of the day, like what they've gotten, I think that is so amazing. And we look forward to more of such sessions, and wishing our wonderful women a successful, a blissful International Women's Day. And to the moderators, I believe you are the best. This couldn't have been a success without your moderating skills. So to our and Mrs. Bitte, the able Social and Welfare Minister of the Ninth Executive Council, you people are truly an elation of, an embodiment of elation and pride. So we're truly grateful. To the Gamin alumni, thank you very much for joining this crusade. From the able Vice President of the AVE Executive and the Social and Welfare Minister, Manyima, to every other alumni, you're most welcome to this, and we're more than grateful that you join us in this. Yeah, so thank you very much. That's the contribution I have to make. And once more, a happy International Women's Day to every woman out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Sajo A.K. Jajo, our able president. That was really inspiring, and we are very honored to have you. So I would like to invite our Job. Our Job, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you guys. Okay, before I would like to ask Miss Saja Bande the question. Before going further, I would like to celebrate every woman who lead, nature inspire, and work tirelessly to make the world a better place. Okay, Miss Sajo, I would want to ask you one question, which is about, I know the time that you were starting your photography, it was not really easy because it is it was very rare at the time to find a woman who introspective. So what were the greatest challenges that you have, and how will you uh, take it as a learning point to the future generation that will want to venture into the photography department? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Awa, for that. I will invite Miss Sajo to respond to that question.
Thank you so much, Awa, for that question. I faced challenges. I've faced a couple of them, and some of them are. So I have some of the elders that promised to take me. So the Africa Cup of Nations was not the first one that I wanted to go to. So I wanted to go to other tournaments like the Under 20 World Cup, the Under 20 Africa Cup of Nations. So I have elders that told me that what I started would not continue. I remember this guy telling it to me in his office because I went to him to reach out for sponsorship to help me go and document the footballers in this journey. So if I hadn't believed in my dream, I would have really given up because this is someone that I look up to in the sporting industry. And today, when we meet in events, we look at each other. Deep down, he knows why I look at him, and I know why he looked at me, because you are the same person that told me it's not going to be possible. And one of the things I do is that I take critics as a challenge. Yes, I don't tell you that I'll challenge you, but I'll make sure that my work speaks for itself. And I also have people that tell me that it's not, especially me putting on abaya. It's like telling me that me being in the media is going to give me evil eyes. It's going to challenge me. Like, it's not going to be good for me. I have people that also tell that to me. But if you're a Muslim, you have to do your istikhara. Allah will always protect you. So whatever they say, I always have an option to not give up on what I have to do. So giving up is not an option at all, number one. So them telling that to me, it's just their opinion, which I am not in control of. The other thing is to money. It's a big challenge. It's a huge challenge because I have to do freelancing for 1 year. My friends have graduated from school, going to university, enjoying. If you graduate from school and you are going to the university, that is a huge achievement. But then some of my friends are doing law, others are doing medicine, and me on the other side, I'm still there holding my camera. Sometimes it got my parents worried that what am I going to do with my life? But I think it motivated me even more because that you know how your mom's friend tell you, my friend is studying medicine, and then you realize she's holding a camera, which sometimes cannot make sense to people. So yes.
Sorry, Sajo. But Emel, can you please mute your mic? All right, you can proceed. Sorry for that.
Okay. So I take some of the things they tell me and make sure I challenge myself to do better. I also have people that promise to take me to the the other Africa Cup of Nations, which is the under 20, and I went until Senegal to for visas. While I was in the ferry coming back, I was told that she cannot be like the woman told me I cannot sponsor you anymore because emergency came up. Oh my God. I cried my heart out in that ferry. It was raining. I was traveling alone. And then I remember making a dua in that ferry that from today, I don't want to be running after people to give me anything. I want my work to speak for itself. So that is why when the viral thing was going into the AFCON, that, oh, she's the young, because I was definitely deep down not the youngest, but you know, when Allah is have written something for you, it happens. And then I realized that I was the one that made this dua, let people speak about my work, and I work hard towards it. It took 2 years for that to happen, and that is happening. So I make sure that I go back to God because He will never disappoint me. He will guide me towards the right path. So yeah.
Um, Thank you so much, Ms. Saja Balja, for answering the questions and for sharing the challenges you faced and how you overcame them. Your story was truly heart-touching, and it reminds us that consistency and determination truly pays off. We really appreciate you for sharing this truth with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Awa, and thank you, Miss Pale. It is already iftar time here in India. It's some part of India. So I believe we are just going to welcome in Mr. VP again. Then we have the closing remark by the Communication and Media Minister.
Yeah, thank
Mr.
you. Thank you
VP.
very much. Thank you very much, Madam Pite. I'm very sorry for coming back in. One question just popped my mind. I wanted to, raise that question before. But this is a general question for both Fatma Ture and Balde. If someone can help you in any way right now to take your career from where it is right now to the next level, what way can they help you? Because I guess, you don't know this meeting, this recording, where it's going to end or who is going to watch it. Maybe they might, want to help you, elevate your career from where it is now to another level. So is there any way right now someone can help you, to move your career from this level it is to another level? Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Bite.
Thank you so much, Mr. VP, and that was really important. So I would like to invite Fatmata Ture first to respond to that before we invite Balde.
Okay, so for me, I would say land expansion because my goal is to have more young people on board when it comes to agriculture, and we cannot achieve that if we do not invest into land expansions, if we do not have more spaces for those young people to get into the agricultural space. So it is land expansion for me, and I think it can be taken from there.
All right, thank you so much. Next, we have Sajo.
For me, I've always wanted to have a studio. Not just a studio for taking pictures, but a place where people can always come and learn the creativity in the industry. I'm 25 and I wanted to have it at the age of 25. So I hope I have it this year, have a studio, take pictures, document the Gambian sport, document international sport, working towards it. And I hope I have that sponsor that will help us develop that. Thank you so much for asking this question. You are really smart.
Okay, thank you so much. And I pray that God Almighty grant you all your wishes. So before closing the webinar, I will invite, we will not do justice without inviting SG before he will come back for my neck. Mr. SG, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Madam Welfare Minister, Social Welfare Minister, and a good evening to everyone here present, those in India currently, and afternoon to those in the Gambia. To start with, I would like to wish all our women a happy International Women's Day. And just to tell you guys that you're already great, so keep on breaking barriers and being our superstars. So to Miss Saja and Miss Fatumata, I would just want you guys to give since I believe now the questions are exempted, just your last remarks actually. And this would be looking at Miss Fatumata. I believe she's 21 already, and she's doing great at her age. I can say we're age mates, and she's right over there and doing things that people 2 or 3 times her age, didn't achieve. But that is life. And looking at Saja also, she's another young entrepreneur and, smart and creative. So you guys must have come across many, many things at so forth, but you were still resilient despite your young age. Like you were still resilient and you knew what your goal is. So now to the younger generation and to all the girls, or let me say ladies coming up, what is your advice to them? What are your last remarks to them? What do you have for them? Yeah, thank you, and back to you.
SG for a reason. Thank you so much. So I'll invite I'll invite Ms. Balde to respond to that question.
Okay, thank you, SG. My advice to younger ones, or even myself right now, is what I realize is that we women, we a bit lack I don't know how to call this, believing in ourselves. I would take that in the sport industry. We always have doubt of what we are capable of, but I guess I keep telling people, just like the way you believe in Christianity or you are a Muslim, it's really difficult for someone to change your faith. That is how you are supposed to really believe in your dream, because it's not just being in the male industry that the male counterpart will tell you you cannot do it. It is also your closest friends that will tell you you cannot do it, because that is a human nature. If they feel like that you are overtaking their, or you are overgrowing them, they always have something to tell you to make sure to bring your spirit down. But you really, really, really need to believe in your dream first, and then continue working hard. So don't be surprised that not only your friends that will tell, people that are extremely close to you will tell you that you cannot do this, or that start giving you critics because you really believe in their advice. So they can give you bad advices that is going to demotivate you in doing what you are capable of doing. But you have to believe in yourself a lot, and that is one of the things I would tell everyone. Let us believe in our dreams more than we believe in anything, and always put God first and keep working hard, because if you work hard, you attract people that are really interested in developing your career. You attract people that are really interested in being inspired by you. So most importantly, believing in your own dream will help you overcome a lot of challenges, because there's nothing that they will tell you that will make you stop you believing in whatever you are capable of doing. So my takeaway is just believe in your own self in whatever that you are doing.
Thank you so much, Ms. Balde. That was really a good one. So I would like to still say thank you to all our members, even though it is iftar time, especially Auntie Fatu, who is still with us. It's iftar time, and still we have a quite number of followers. We really appreciate and the commitment we have towards the association. So before we move on to the actual closing remarks, I will just invite the speakers to just throw or give us some words of wisdom before we do the closing remark. Padmata Ture, are you with us? Ms. Fatma.
Hello.
Yes, you are
Thank you.
audible.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I would like to close by saying, I'm saying this to the young generation. That is, do not be selective, and wherever you see your potentials, go in for it. Also, believe in your vision more than anything. When you believe in your vision, when you're rooted in your vision, I believe no amount of discrimination or no amount of discouragement would, would make you, it would bend you, right. So believe in your vision, stay rooted, know what you want, and take every discrimination as a compliment, and take every discrimination or take every discouragement as a way to prove, to get to where you are. Do not allow it to get to you. Instead, use it in a way that would, that would um that will get you to where you want to get to.
Thank you very much. Say it's actually my trauma. I have been saying here, Ms. Fatma Tamit, I have a trauma in the building. So thank you so much,
Yeah,
Toma.
that's right.
Wonderful words.
You're welcome.
I will invite Ms. Sajo Balde. Ms. Sajo, are you with us? Okay, I believe she is currently not with us. So thank you, everyone. I will move on to the last part of the agenda, which is the closing remark from the Communication and Media Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Welfare, for giving me the opportunity. Distinguished speakers, respected hosts and co-hosts, fellow students, and everyone who joined us today. Good afternoon to our Gambian audience and good evening to us here in India. On behalf of the 9th Executive Council of the Association of Gambian Students in India, I would like to sincerely thank our remarkable speakers for sharing their experiences and valuable insights with us. Today's discussion has truly reflected the spirit of International Women's Day and the powerful theme, Give to Gain. Your stories remind us that when women lead, empower, and uplift others, our communities and nations grow stronger. We also want to extend our appreciation to the host, the co-host, and the organizers, of course, the Education Ministry, and every participant who made this webinar meaningful and successful. A special thanks to my very own big sister and colleague in the person of Mr. Bernadette Sane. She is one of the brains behind the gender unit of the Gambia Radio and Television Services. My sister, we are grateful and we appreciate your presence. Not forgetting the gentlemen that join us in honoring and supporting women in their endeavors. As we conclude, let us continue to support, celebrate, and create opportunities for women everywhere. Thank you all for joining us, and happy International Women's Day to us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody's Auntie Aisha, the able Communication and Media Minister. Awa, are you with us?
Yes. Before we close, I would like to sincerely thank all our speakers and everyone who contributed to today's discussion. We truly appreciate the time, knowledge, and experiences you shared with us. Your words have been very powerful, and we are truly inspired by the journeys the challenges you have overcome, and the lessons you have shared with us today. Thank you so much.
So we can have a photo session like we all put on our cameras. So the communication ministry can have a picture. Online send camera, please. Luis mo.
Amu jigen kese de dama boga. Dama boga mineral bi de.
Boga nga si yow bi kenn. Moses.
Loolu génn ñu sa kanam bi.